Hey everybody, Tony D with another hot take, and this hot take is about Trump playing his 4D chess and Portland, how he's going to win Portland. And when I mean win Portland, I mean the game of Portland. See, I think the DNC and the RNC and Trump in particular, because he's the head of the RNC technically, it's a big chess game, and the United States is the board. And Portland is a piece of that board. And right now, it's hard blue, but it's failing in every metric you could think of. So you got Mayor Ted, and Mayor Ted's just, I think he may be the dumbest mayor in America. I think he takes the cake now, because the latest is this. So imagine people hate you. You're the mayor of a city and you're police commissioner. Everyone hates you, including the people you try to support, the Antifa idiots. And they actually built a Chaz zone right on your street and disrupted things for days. You had to get the cops in to remove them. And then they came to your house, and this actually happened, and shot fireworks at the building, his condo. Shot fireworks at the building, threw flaming garbage into the lobby, and you still support them. And then, if that happened, what would be your reaction? Like, you're at your home and people are throwing flaming garbage and fireworks at your home. What would be your reaction? Would your reaction be to, crawl into a ball and cry? Or would it be to call the police and have everyone removed and arrested associated with that? I mean, I think most people would call the cops and say, arrest all these people. They're trying to burn down my house. Mayor Ted, who could do that. I mean, it would be instant, right? You're the mayor and police commissioner. Get over here and arrest these knuckleheads. Boom. They'd all go to jail. He didn't do that. In fact, he not only tolerated it, he announced that he's now moving. So his response to these rioters is to allow himself to be bullied by them. So they've bullied him out of his own condo. Can you imagine how weak and stupid you have to be? I mean, from a pure, negotiating metric, even if he was intending to move already, he should totally stay in that apartment to send them a message he will not be intimidated. Now he sent the message, oh, you can intimidate me all you'd like. Now when he moves into his next place, what do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to leave him alone? Oh, okay, he's had enough. No, they're going to do the same thing to his new place. They want him to resign. They want you to resign, Ted. They don't want you to move. They want you to resign. They want the state gone. They want to run things like the Chaz. Only worse, the entire city is the Chaz. And Mayor Ted is up for re-election in 2020. Well, he's running against, I believe it's a woman, who has announced that she said, quote, I am Antifa. And they call her the Antifa mayor. So her policies have to be way further left than Ted's, if you can possibly imagine that, meaning that she's probably an outright communist. So what are we doing here? If you are in Portland and you vote for that woman, I mean, really, anything that happens to you at that point, it's kind of on you. It's kind of on you for voting for a straight up communist or insurgent. So, I wish you well, but you're pretty stupid if you vote for this woman, in my view. But here's how Trump is going to solve at least part of the problem. He could institute the Insurrection Act, but everybody would call him a dictator, not that they're not already doing that. What he's doing instead is he's had the DHS, and I believe this was probably Chad Wolf's idea because he's the new guy there. They're going to deputize all the Oregon State troopers. So now you will have the local cops taking care of the problem, which is, again, this is reported by Tim Pool. It's really a genius move, right? It's a use of the legal statutes in the federal level So now when these state troopers arrest someone, instead of handing them over to the Portland prosecutor who keeps letting everyone go, they're going to be handed over to the federal prosecutors who not only don't let people go, but have a conviction rate over 90%. And guess what? When you get convicted on a federal charge, you go to federal prison, which it's big boy prison. It's now people in the comments keep telling me, well, it's not as bad as prison, but it's pretty bad. So, I mean, it's still way worse than, say, going to the county lockup or doing community service, which is what they should have had happen to them in the beginning when they started doing little petty ante stuff. You know, when Antifa was spray painting things and causing problems, that's small enough. If they'd given them fines and community service, it would have discouraged a lot of people. It wouldn't have gotten so out of hand. Now, since these people have refused to do their jobs because they're politically motivated and they're so desperate to get rid of Trump, now these poor people are going to federal prison. They're going to become hardened criminals, thanks to you morons in the Portland City area. And I don't know, I would hazard a guess that a lot of these people are going to end up leaving Portland. They're not going to stay. Why would rich guy Ted Wheeler stay in Portland after he's no longer mayor? Even though his family's been there like 6 generations, he has money. He doesn't have to live in Portland. He doesn't have to live in a dump like that. He can live anywhere he wants. Go out in the middle of the Oregon state and get some nice plot of land and build a house. Or leave Oregon altogether, move to wherever you want. But I can't imagine they're going to move to Portland, stay in Portland, and even in the rich parts. Why this is going on? Because it's only going to get worse. And when these cities defund the police like completely, I mean, crime will go through the roof. You're going to have another Chicago on your hands. You know, at least Lori Lightfoot knows to protect her own house. As hypocritical as that is, considering the rest of Chicago. So Trump is playing 4D chess. I mean, I don't know what the governor's response to this is going to be. She has egg on her face because she tried to pull this off. Well, I'm just going to pull all the cops from around the surrounding counties and send them in. And the cops were like, oh, no, you're not. We're not going into there. You won't prosecute anybody. So F you. Man, they hung her out to dry. How's it feel? You deserve it too, because you allowed this to happen, all because you're trying to score points nationally. That's not what your job is. You're supposed to take care of Oregon, and Wheeler's supposed to take care of Portland proper. You haven't done your jobs. You're too busy on the national stage trying to score points. I hope both of you, I hope this is the end of your political careers. I hope you're done after this. I hope you will be pariahs after this. And I think you will either way, because either way, I think whether Trump wins or loses, and I think he's going to win by a wide margin, I think the Democratic Party is going to become a marginalized party at best, because it's going to go further left. Believe it or not, yeah, it's going to become outright socialist and communist. They may even change the name. It'll be so bad. Because look at the people who are in the queue for the future. AOC, Ilhan Omar, you know, these people are socialist already. They're pushing and pushing and pushing. They push for these riots. They love them. You know, so they're still calling them peaceful protesters. They're not, and so they're finished. The only chance they have, unfortunately, is the Proud Boys are going to show up in Portland in the end of September. This is a bad move by the Proud Boys. The reason it's bad is because it's going to give the leftists the ammo they need in the media to say, oh, see, here are these right-wingers. They cause all the violence. Here they are coming in, causing violence, because it's going to be hard for the Proud Boys to roll into town without Antifa showing up and egging them on. And they're going to throw stuff and push them and scream stuff. And, man, it's going to be hard if any of the Proud Boys so much as raise a hand or even shove anybody. That's going to be all over the nightly news like that. And the headline's going to be right-wing extremists attack peaceful protesters. That you can write this yourself. Don't go to Portland. Don't go. Do anything else. Go outside of Portland and set up, I don't know, set up a thing for Portland refugees and invite people to leave the town, invite people to leave the city, come to a place you got set up, and you can help transition them to somewhere else and get a job. And I mean, that to me would be smart, right? You'd be helping people. You can, offer it to anybody, even people who are consider themselves Democrats or liberals or whatever. Say, listen, we've got this all set up. It's all free. We'll pay for it. We'll give you food. You can live here for a few weeks, and we'll help you get a job somewhere else. We'll help you get set up somewhere else. You guys can figure it out. You go and you protest for what? You're going to fight these guys? You can beat these guys. These noodle-armed college students, they can't stand up to the Proud Boys. They're all muscleheads. Don't go, though. Don't go. Set up your own thing outside the city. If Antifa comes and tries to disrupt that, then it'll be obvious that they came and disrupted what you were doing. Set it up outside the city on a ranch. Maybe you just have a shuttle that goes in and out of the city quietly on the down low. Don't give these Antifa guys ammo. You're going to give them ammo, and the people in the media will eat it up. Now, there's a chance Trump will have the city back in order. Once he deputizes all these Oregon State troopers, they may clamp it down so much that they could just roll in, have their thing, and roll right back out with no problems. Right now, that looks extremely unlikely. And I'm not saying that the Proud Boys should be afraid, but look, they're going to get stuff thrown at them. They're going to get screamed at. It's very hard to even in a disciplined group not to take a swing at somebody when they're doing that. So stay out. That's my advice. Strategically, you're better off going outside the city and saying, hey, anybody who wants to get out of Portland, we'll help you. We'll help you. We'll get you settled. We'll do the best we can to get you another job, another place to live. You can sleep here and temporarily we'll give you food and help you out. I mean, a lot of people, I think, would take you up on that offer, and it would be very charitable. I know you guys are a international organization. You probably have some money to do that. Probably not a lot, but enough that you could probably do that. And it just really takes time and effort. I think confronting people and, having these fights in the streets, they don't really do anything. Even if you're in the right, what do? Nothing. It's just violence. Do something constructive. Be like Trump. Be like the persistence. Don't act or don't react. Act. Do something that builds something. Trump built things. The persistence, he's out there registering voters. He's cleaning up the streets. Maybe you could do that in Portland too, but it's a lot tough. You're going right to the big leagues. Maybe start small. Maybe start with one of the other cities first. It's a little less Antifa central, if you will. Because I think Portland may be irredeemable at this point. It may be so far gone. Ted Wheeler's out, and an even further left mayor's going to get in. You might have to write off the whole place. It's sad, but could be true.